Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Stache Sports. No, we've been off. We're going to be off again because I'm going on vacation pretty soon, tomorrow. But we'll be back when I come back from vacation. But there was some sports news that I figured I might want to talk about before I go on vacation. So here it is. Hope all you Stachers having a good day, and hope your Stachers had a good time since we've been off, and hope you're having a good week, you Stachers. But we'll see. We'll be talking about the trade deadline from MLB that was a couple days ago. One of the biggest trades that I was upset about first was a couple days ago. Tyler Screwball, or however you say his name, from the Detroit Tigers, that's one of the top pitchers in the league, got traded to the Dodgers. What did the Dodgers keep needing all these top pitchers for? They just keep buying their championship. I mean, I get it. Now they can do that. That's why I really need a salary cap in baseball. So all these top teams stop buying. So all these top teams like the Los Angeles Dodgers stop buying their championships. But we'll see. But the Pittsburgh Pirates got Duval, a relief pitcher from the Yankees, in a couple of days ago before the trade deadline. That was on Monday. That was on Monday. The trade deadline was on Monday, and the Pirates got Duval a couple of days before, and a couple other relief pitchers. I thought they weren't going to do anything on the trade deadline, and Duval was going to be one of the biggest acquisitions they got. But luckily, they finally woke up, and they got somebody. They got Luke Weaver from the They got Luke Weaver from the New York Mets, because the New York Mets aren't doing good this year, even though the New York Mets signed Luke Weaver to a big contract this year for not doing good. So they're trying to offload some of their contracts and some of their players. And the Pirates got Luke Weaver. That was probably the best relief pitcher available and one of the best relief pitchers traded now since it's over with. And Mason Miller from the San Diego Padres didn't get traded. So a lot of people thought Mason Miller from the San Diego Padres might get traded because that was some of the hot name, but since he didn't get traded, the Pirates probably got the best pitcher in Luke Weaver, which is good. We need a good closer, so let's hope this can help the bullpen, because the Pirates have blown like 20 saves or more this year, and that's not good when they have one of the best hitting teams they've had all year. I mean, they're 6-1 against the Brewers, are crying out loud, and the Brewers are one of the best, or 6-2 now since they lost yesterday against the Brewers, and the Brewers are one of the best teams in baseball. If they can play like they did against the Brewers, then they'll be pretty good. But at this point in the season, it's still good to know the Pirates are in a wild card, and they weren't sellers at the trade deadline. Sellers means you trade away a lot of your players. You trade away a lot of your players, like the Pirates have done in the past, and like the Mets did this year when they traded away a lot of the bullpen because they're not in it, and they're trying to get more assets for the future, other stuff, and trying to get money off the books. But we'll see. I hope these arms help the bullpens. That's something the Pirates need. They really need help in the bullpen because they've been really bad. But the bullpen is doing pretty good. Some people are giving Ben Sheraton, the general manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a really hard time at first because they didn't look Ben Sheraton was going to do anything. But when they got the Luke Weaver trade, they did something. And then they got two people near the end of a trade deadline before the final buzzer hits, because you always know, even though it's 6 p.m., there's still stuff that comes in at the last second in baseball and all the sports because they're trying to work out the fine print. Because they're trying to work out the fine print, so there's some stuff that goes past. So the Pirates got two more relief pitchers, one from the Marlins and another one from the Angels. So let's hope they can do good. They're finally called up now, and today the Pirates finally released Marcell Ozuna, which is good. Marcell Ozuna has definitely been one of the weakest links to the Pittsburgh Pirates this offseason. They signed him this year and didn't have Andrew McCutchen come back because they thought Marcell Ozuna bat would do good. I mean, a couple years ago, Marcell Ozuna was pretty good when Marcell Ozuna played for the Braves, but Marcell Ozuna wasn't good last year, and this year this really hasn't turned around. And you have to have somebody better in AAA and the Indianapolis Indians or on his team that can fit DH until maybe Cruz comes back, since we have this new upcoming Valdez that's looking pretty good, and Magnum's looking pretty good in the outfield. So maybe put one of them in the DH spot when they come back, or Ronald Harn too. I mean, we have a couple injuries right now. We have Cruz out, Ronald Harn out. We have Connor Griffin out. We really miss Connor Griffin, one of the best shortstops. I mean, some of these games and defense players would be a lot better if we had Connor Griffin over Jared Trill, but we'll see. But luckily we got some people. And luckily finally got rid of Marcell Ozuna. I mean, he was awful. The Pirates got Carmelo Duval. They acquired right-hander relief pitcher Carmelo Duval from the New York Yankees on August 1st, 2026, in exchange for a pair of prospects. Duval brings experience as a closer and strengthens the bullpen. I mean, he probably won't be the closer now. People thought he might have been a closer at the deal, but now that they got Luke Weaver, Luke Weaver's probably going to be a closer, and he'll be a setup man in the 8th or 7th inning to try to get him to that. But we'll see. Come on, get out of here. And they finally got rid of Dennis Santana, which was good. Santana also sucked too. And it's good they got rid of Dennis Santana because he wasn't that good. But let's hope the Pirates can do good with these new transactions. Also at the trade deadline, the Pirates got Kirby Yates, and they only used prospects. Future prospects are all these players. The one they used for the Luke Weaver trade prospect was the same prospect shortstop we got last year in the Key Brian Hayes trade, which looked good because Key Brian Hayes so far this year has not looked good at all. So that's looked like a pretty good trade by getting Key Brian Hayes out of here and getting rid of that contract. So that's one good thing about Ben Schertzen did. And they traded away the shortstop they got in that trade last year that was doing pretty good in the minor league system, but you never know how good they're going to do when they come up to the big league because ballparks in the minor leagues are different, and it might be different. It might be better to hit places than it is to hit other places. So we'll see what he does with the Mets. But, I mean, it wasn't anybody big. I mean, sometimes when they have to give their big players like Luke Weaver, you might have to get rid of somebody. But luckily, they didn't have to get rid of any of the core players that are helping them right now, like Brandon Lauer and any of them. And they also got Lake Boucher, B-A-C-H-E-R, from the Miami Marlins. Those are the two trades. They got they got Kirby Yates, and they got Luke Boucher. The two trades. Those help both of the bullpen. They really re-overhauled their bullpen. Let's see what help. Let's hope it helps them. That's something the Pirates definitely need, an overhaul bullpen, because like I said, they've blown 20 saves. But we'll see. I mean, now we're starting to come back into the fold, so we'll see the next few games, next few series, what they do. I mean, they still have a good shot at a wild card, and they're playing the Brewers. The Brewers are the number one team in the division right now, and they play Miami. They play the Mets next. And I think they play Miami after that. And Miami's one of the teams that's going for the wild card. So the Pirates need to have a good win streak and have a good win streak coming up. Here's the trades. The Pirates traded for the New York Mets, Luke Weaver. Got cash considerations. That's good. The Mets are going to pay some of his money. I mean, he had a lot of money, so the Mets are going to split the money with the Pirates, which is good. So the Pirates aren't paying as much for Luke Weaver. I mean, I think they said that they're paying people more this year than Luke Weaver, which is good for a team that doesn't have as much money like the Dodgers. So that's good. But they acquired. But the Mets got Sammy Stafura. Stafura was the shortstop, and he wasn't really one of our top shortstops either in our minor league system because we have Connor Griffin and we have other people behind Connor Griffin that would be up if Connor Griffin gets hurt like he is now, and other people in our shortstop that are above him. But we'll see. Maybe he will be a good player for the Mets, but we'll see. I mean, that's what's going to... I mean, we got a lot. I think so far we won that trade because we got Luke Weaver. And last 30 starts or whatever it is, Luke Weaver's only let up run, which is good. I mean, I know the Mets aren't that good this year, but when he's called upon, he's definitely done stuff and looks like one of the best closers in all baseball this year, so that's good. Let's hope he can continue being one of the best closers in baseball when he plays for the Pirates, since the Pirates are still in it, unlike the Mets. At the trade deadline, the Miami Marlins traded right-hand Luke Boucher, and the Miami Marlins are still in it, so it's interesting they got Luke Boucher. They traded Lake Boucher, B-A-C-H-E-R, to Pirates for reliever Brandon Burlers and Leopards and Brian Sanchez and Hollingston Lee. Again, these are prospects. I don't know how good they're going to do. It's going to be interesting to see if they bring him up and do good for the Miami Marlins, but I think the Pirates did good on that trade too because they got another pitcher. And then they traded for the... And they traded other people. Also, they got Ron Marsurio a couple of weeks ago from one team, but they traded for cash considerations. And I guess since he hasn't cut it out, I guess they cut him too. So he's designated for assignment. I mean, that trade didn't look good, but last time these other trades look good too. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And the good thing is, I don't know about the other two, Kirby Yates and Lake, but at least Luke Weaver is here for next year too. So if the Pirates have a next year and there's not a long blackout for the Players Association and all this stuff to talk about a potential, darn it, salary cap or anything like that. If the Pirates have a season next year, Luke Weaver be here, which is good. Because some of these teams, even if, I don't know about Screwball, however you say his name, for the Dodgers, but he's on a contract here, so he might just be a rental piece for them to try to get a first championship since they pay for the championships. And other players that get traded might just be rental pieces and might go somewhere else. But luckily, we have Luke Weaver for one more year, which is good, because we need to go relief pitcher. And maybe some of these other pitchers have full contract. I don't know about Kirby Yates' contract. I just remember hearing about Luke Weaver on the radio. Another thing that happened is with right arm soreness, Mitch Keller was put on a 60-day disabled list, which means he won't be pitching Friday against the opening against the New York Mets. And I don't think the Pirates still have decided who's going to be the pitcher. If I had to put money on it right now, on Wednesday at 4:35 p.m. Eastern time, I would put money on Carmen Majinski coming back up. Carmen Majinski used to be the pitcher, but when Jared Jones came back from his injury from last year, they moved Carmen Majinski back down to the bullpen. And since Mitch Keller's hurt now on a 60-day disabled list, and they got Kirby Yates, they got Luke Weaver, they got Lake Bannister, and they got all these other players that are still in their bullpen that are doing pretty good. I mean, Mason Montgomery's looking really good for the Pirates too, and they got him and the three players from Tampa Bay. I can't believe they got all the players that they got from Tampa Bay, Brandon Lau, Mason Montgomery, Magnum, are all looking really good for the Pirates. I can't believe how good that is. That's looking like a really good trade by the owner, by the general manager. Maybe Ben Sheridan's finally looking good and not being a lazy bum like I used to call him. But we'll see. I mean, that's good to finally revamp the bullpen like I've been talking about. But let's get back to it. But so with all this revamped bullpen, I don't know if we really need him to be a setup man anymore, because you might have enough men in there that can carry you if we have a bad game from your starting pitcher, or it's one of the bullpen games for your pitcher, and you don't want him to go long to try to preserve his innings like the Pirates seem to do. I don't get it. Sometimes, I get it. Maybe you don't want him to go long and hurt himself, but I just don't get sometimes why you want to preserve innings and stuff like that. But anyway, that's beyond the point. That's another episode. But anyway, that's why I think Carmen Majinski is going to play, since they overhauled the bullpen, and he really didn't want to go to the bullpen to start with. He wanted to be a starting pitcher anyway. I don't know if we're going to be calling anybody up from AAA or AA or single A to be the pitcher, but we'll see. I still don't know if they announced it, but we'll get back into that in a minute. The Pirates play tonight, and they play against the Milwaukee Brewers. They lost last night, and they wanted to get first game, so tonight's game 3. Paul Skeens pitches tonight, back there. Hopefully Paul Skeens have a good night. Paul Skeens has been not looking as hot as he's been late, but maybe he can get it going. I mean, we need Paul Skeens to start getting it going and start looking a lot better than he has late. I don't know what it is this year. If it's a hangover from the World Baseball Classic that he started earlier, what it is. I hope nothing's wrong with him, but I just don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes he has good games, and sometimes he doesn't. I know sometimes it's the offense and defense doesn't help behind him, but sometimes it's his fault too. But we'll see. Pirates released outfield Marcell Ozuna and call up offensive players. I mean, they could get McCutcheon back. He just got cut from the Atlanta Braves today, but we'll see. Signed a 1-year, $12 million deal. That was a waste of money. They could have saved $12 million to try to get some other bullpen arms, and maybe we wouldn't have 20 blown saves. But, I mean, I guess sometimes you want to try to get the hitters and think they're hitters, and that's what they really needed this year, too, was hitters. So they really thought it'd be good, but he just didn't really turn out for them. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now. I think the Blue Jays should beat the Houston Astros today. I think the Dodgers will lose to the Chicago Cubs today. They're losing 6-1 at the bottom of the 7th, and I don't think the Dodgers are going to come back. I think the Rays are going to end up beating the Rockies. I think the Indians will beat the Mets. I think the Yankees will beat the Cardinals. I think the Red Sox will beat the White Sox. I think the Pirates will beat the Brewers. The Rangers won today, or good look like they're going to win. And I think the Orioles will beat the Angels. I think the Athletics will beat the Reds. And I think the Phillies will beat the Nationals. The Braves will beat the Marlins. Royals will beat the Twins. Mariners will beat the Tigers. And the Padres will beat, or the Diamondbacks will beat the Padres will beat the Diamondbacks. But we have Paul Skeens pitching tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what Paul Skeens can do for the Pirates. I mean, that's something the Pirates need too. They need to have a good game from Paul Skeens tonight. They need to have a good game from the offense. We're not out of it yet. They're still in a wild card spot. I mean, I don't know if they can chase down Milwaukee, but we'll see. They're 57-58 right now. One game below 500. I mean, that's pretty good right now for the Pirates to be that good at this late and not already be out of it like they have been in years past. The Milwaukee's a minus 127, 7:30 p.m. Oh, it's on ESPN tonight. The Pirates are 28-30 away. But we'll see. I hope the Pirates win tonight. They lost 4-2 last night, but let's see if they can bounce back tonight. I mean, they need to bounce back and need to have a good game, but we'll see. Ooh, Lord, that is warm. It's still undecided against who's going to go against Zach Fortin against the Mets on Friday. I wonder who the Pirates are going to pick, but like I said, I think it's going to be, you know who? Carl Radzinski. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see who they play at DH tonight. Are they going to put the new guy Simmons at DH that they got called up? I mean, they're going to have to put somebody at DH until Cruz comes back. I mean, with Madden looking pretty good in the outfield and Cruz having some blunders, maybe you put Cruz in the designated hitter spot all the time because we could use Cruz's bat. I mean, I know my Aunt Dawn doesn't like O'Neal Cruz. That's why I didn't have a couple episodes the last couple of days. That's my aunt and uncle. But I know my Aunt Dawn doesn't like O'Neal Cruz, but we could definitely use his bat. I mean, his bat has been really good this year. If he can get his bat back to where it was last year before, or where it was before he got injured, that'd be pretty good. I mean, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But I think they did pretty good. I hope Paul Skeens has a good night tonight. That's what we need. We need Paul Skeens to have a good night, and we need to have a good game by the Pirates. But we'll see. I think the Pirates win tonight. And we can't believe how good Nick Gonzalez is doing. I mean, I know his fielding might not be the best, and they might need to put George Drill in sometimes for fielding if they think that. But Nick Gonzalez has been a really good hitting first baseman. I mean, he's been pretty good too. Brandon Lau has been pretty good too. He's almost tied Neil Walker, one of the great second basemen for the Pirates back in the early and late 2000s. Neil Walker was for the Pirates, a homegrown kid. But we'll see what Brandon Lau can do too. I mean, I'm glad they didn't trade any of them because in years past, in the trade deadline, the Pirates have been sellers. I'm glad they're finally buyers this year because this year they finally have something and they might finally be able to make a decent playoff push for the first time since like 2015, the last time they were in the playoffs in a wild card. But we'll see. I mean, I hope the Pirates do something. But now we're going back. On Monday, on ESPN, Pat McAfee was at the Steelers training camp and he had a lot of Steelers talking. I mean, they were talking good stuff about Steelers football. And then Aaron Rodgers came on and talked about how he doesn't like Dr. Fauci, which I get it. He was an anti-vaxxer and got a lot of crap about being an anti-vaxxer, and all of his stuff is coming out now. It looks like if you're an anti-vaxxer, it might be pretty good with all this stuff coming out now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Steelers. But right now, there's really no news out of training camp. Just all the stuff's going good. Nobody's getting hurt, unlike other teams, their players are getting hurt, knock on wood, and they're doing good. They've had practice now early in the morning. So it's nice to see all the players come up. I mean, even Pat Fryermuth's cast are pretty good. Luckily, Pat Fryermuth helped save the little kid when two crazy Steeler fans that I don't associate with that started a fight at training camp the other day. Luckily, he was able to get the kid out of harm's way, which was nice. But I don't know why people have to start fights and act like clowns. But we'll see. I mean, they released Darnell Savage and signed somebody else as strong safety depth, and they still haven't got a contract with Joey Porter Jr. yet, as far as I know. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. The first spring print, I think they win the first preseason game, which will be next week when I'm on vacation, because on Thursday night, the Hall of Fame game starts between the Cardinals and the Vikings, and I think the Cardinals win. Excuse me, between the Panthers and the Cardinals, and I think the Panthers win. But we'll see. I mean, when we get to regular season, we'll definitely be having a lot of odds-on favorites and a lot of picks, and I'll be doing different monies. I won't be betting, but I'll be pretending like I'm betting and doing different picks and stuff like that to make these episodes longer and more interesting. Stephon Diggs, the former Buffalo Bills and former Patriots receiver, is going to sign with the Washington Redskins or Washington Commanders, whichever one you guys want to call them. I call them the Redskins still. But he's going to sign with the Redskins or Commanders, which means probably puts the end of Brandon Ayuk down. I mean, I know Brandon Ayuk's been talking about social media, been trying to get out of the 49ers and go to Washington to play with his former quarterback in college, Jalen Daniels from LSU. But with this signing of Stephon Diggs today, and them already having Scary Terry and the other receivers they have, I think that puts the end of the bed of him coming unless somebody gets hurt and he's available. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I think the way he's talking himself out of coming back, in my personal opinion. That's Brandon Ayuk. He had one big injury. The Falcons' Jalen Walker, who plays defense on the Atlanta Falcons, tore his ACL and will miss the 26th season. I mean, that stinks that you tore your ACL in training camp. I mean, that's been one of the big talks about Pittsburgh. I mean, I know some other teams do it too. Apparently, I guess the Ravens did it when Patrick Queen was there because in the interview he said they didn't tackle. But this year, in years past under Mike Tomlin, they would have live tackling at Steelers training camp practice in Latrobe. But this year, under new head coach Mike McCarthy, he had said that he's not going to do light tackling. I mean, I get it. People should know how to tackle and help you not try to get people, knock on wood, it helps you better not try to get people hurt in the meaningless practice before the season starts. And they also said that Aaron Rodgers is going to play preseason games, which I don't know if I get why Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing the preseason. I mean, we don't need Aaron Rodgers to be playing the preseason. Aaron Rodgers is a preach about Hall of Fame quarterback, even if he had a hot mouth. I mean, I get it. He wants to talk about Diana Rossini. I mean, Diana Rossini has had a lot of trouble and been really close to the Patriots head coach. A little too close to the Patriots head coach. So that's not good, but we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Steelers. But I'm not getting bent out of shape by not having light tackling at practice. I mean, we'll see what happens when the regular season starts. If they miss a lot of tackles, then maybe I might get bent out of shape. But right now, I think it's fine. Like I said, you don't want to get somebody hurt in a meaningless training camp. I mean, they might still be doing two-hand touch and doing stuff. But it's going to be interesting to see what the offense can do for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because even though Mike McCarthy got fired from the Cowboys, which I think is Jerry Jones got fired from the Cowboys, but even if he got fired from the Cowboys, he had pretty good offenses, and when Dak Prescott was healthy, he made Dak Prescott look pretty good, and it's reunited with Aaron Rodgers. Reunited and it feels so good. He's reunited with Aaron Rodgers, so it's going to be interesting to see what Aaron Rodgers can do. And he was on the Pat McAfee show before he went off on Dr. Fauci and all the other stuff Aaron Rodgers went off on, which I agree with. I mean, he's my quarterback. But anyway, of all the stuff he went off on, Aaron Rodgers definitely did say it's his last year no matter what, so we'll see. I mean, he said it last year, but I think this is definitely it. So if we can go, he lets him go out and leave it all on the field. So like I said, it can be something good, and maybe we can finally win a playoff game. But it's going to be a new era because we don't have Mike Tomlin anymore, which is sad. I mean, I miss Mike Tomlin, but I'm excited to see what Mike McCarthy can do for my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens gave Zay Flowers a big contract extension. I mean, Zay Flowers is okay. I mean, I know I'm a diehard Steelers fan and hate the Baltimore Ravens, or I call them Baltimore Ratbirds, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's other receivers in the NFL that I think are better than Zay Flowers. And I just don't think he's so small. I don't know if he's going to be good, if he's going to be worth all the money that he's signing for, but we'll see. I mean, he is a decent receiver for them, but I just don't get it. I just don't think he's worth all the money, but that's my personal opinion. I just think there's other people that are better than him in the NFL. Bijan Robinson got one of the highest paid running back contracts, so it's going to be interesting to see what Gibbs gets from the Lions if he beats that. Because he's probably going to want to beat that, and the Lions are trying to talk Gibbs into a new contract extension. That's why They got a new running back this year in the draft and got rid of Montgomery, I think. Bijan Robinson will make $22.5 million annually, the highest contract ever given to a running back, year over year. The deal, oh man, what happens? The deal includes $51 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money. Well, the whole contract. I mean, Bijan Robinson is definitely a good running back, and he definitely deserves all the money he got. I'm going to see what the total numbers are. But I remember in my dynasty league in fantasy football, going against my barber Jake, my best friend, one of my good friends. Oh, also congratulations to Colin and his wife Nicole on having a kid. I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about that at the beginning of the episode, but congratulations to Colin and Nicole on having a kid. And congratulations on Jake having a kid, and my friend Bobby having a kid, and all the great dads and moms out there. But anyway, let's get back to it. But anyway, I remember when I was at my barber's house having fun during Christmas break. After I got my haircut, we went to watch a football game, and we were in a championship game together in the Dynasty League. And I had and he had Bijan Robinson, and I had no chance after halftime. I was already down and came in second. I mean, I still came in second place, but I had no chance of winning because Bijan Robinson had a good game. So it's definitely worth it. He's one of the top running backs in the league, and he's definitely worth the money. Bijan Robinson's new contract is a 3-year, $66.75 million base, with this up to $75 million, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. The contract runs through 2023 season and carries a $22.25 million average annual value. Signing bonus $17 million, guarantees $51 million total, $51 million, the most ever guaranteed for a running back in a non-rookie deal. Base salaries $1.45 million in 2026, $1.26 million in 2027, and $10.25 million in 2028, and $27.75 million in 2029, and $21 million in 30. But that's nice. I mean, Bijan Robinson is definitely worth all the money he's owed. But those are the NFL news. I mean, there's really no big news from Steelers training camp besides Aaron Rodgers. And if you want to watch that, go on to a different video and watch Aaron Rodgers go off. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good entertainment to watch Aaron Rodgers go off. And I mean, half the stuff we talk about was right anyway. But we'll see. I still haven't watched SummerSlam, so I'm going to watch with my brother. So we're not talking about that when I go to see him in a couple days. I can't remember if I talked about it earlier in the earlier episode, but LeBron James has finally signed to the Philadelphia 76ers. Hey, Philadelphia. But we'll see what he does to Philadelphia. It's going to be interesting with him and Jaylen Brown and Maxey and Embiid can do for the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm still kind of ticked off that they traded Jaylen Brown to the Sixers, but we'll see what LeBron can do. I mean, I don't know if LeBron's still older, if he's still got it, but congratulations, LeBron. But let's hope the Pirates can win tonight, and let's hope these new trades can help the Pirates do good. That's something the Pirates need. They need help. They need a lot of help in the bullpen which has been really struggling this year. I mean, they finally got the hitters, even though Marcell Ozuna wasn't a good hitter, and he got finally released today. I mean, that's good. Marcell Ozuna wasn't that good of a hitter, so I'm glad they got rid of him. Because since they got rid of him, maybe they can finally have someone else that can hit in the crucial spots, and you're not going to get an automatic out. But like I said earlier in the earlier video, thank you for watching every episode of Stache Sports. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be out for a couple of days because I'm going on vacation. But thank you for watching every episode of Stache Sports. I really like the Pirates trade. I think the Pirates made me a lot better, more believer, and gave me a lot more Bucko fever after the trade deadline. At first, at 2 o'clock, earlier on before I realized it was at 6 o'clock, I was getting a little nervous that they were going to sit in their hands to do nothing and not trade for anybody. But when they got Luke Weaver, I got a lot excited because Luke Weaver was the best relief pitcher. But thank you for watching every episode of Stache Sports. This is Stache Sports signing off.